Peace, Akashic Tribe, Akashic Nation. I got some things that I want to share with you guys that I think will be very, very profound. That I know it can help us all deeply. Now, I'm going to be bringing correlation to Dragon Ball Z. And I'm going to be bringing the correlation with that with plant medicine via psilocybin. For people who haven't watched Dragon Ball Z, I highly recommend go watch the series if you haven't, because I'm going to talk about some deep things that can help us tap into a different level of human potential. This weekend, I was able to host a ceremony for someone, and I went into the teachings from a guy that I learned from named Baba Kalindi. This is a man who created a strand called Tamarian Blues. And this is an African strand that he created that has changed my life drastically, and is changing a lot of people that I'm working with in my audience. I went through his protocol of macrodoses. What is macrodoses? Macrodoses is when you take over 5 grams of plant medicine. The regular dose is 3.5. I'm speaking about this information because this is something that can help us to tap into a different level of human potential, that helps me to tap into a different level of my human potential that I'm helping others to do too. In this journey, this was a man that he has never took medicine before. Never. And for his first journey, I was intuitively drawn to give him 7 grams. And in this 7 grams journey, we took over 2 months to prepare, and so much transpired. Mind you, at this time of my life, I no longer eat meat. I no longer indulge in cannabis. So I'm in a whole different level of my natural state of my being. So I was able to even access a different level of my channeling when we was in this experience. And in this experience, something happened that has deeply changed how I even look at this earthly experience, that I want to share with you guys, that I know it can potentially help you too. So he took 7 grams. And on this 7 grams journey, at the beginning of the journey, things start to shift where he starts to become a dragon. Like the never-ending story, that dragon of how never-ending story, the deep meaning of that movie was showing the little boy and the dragon that was the same person. And this is what happened on our journey. My client went to a different state of being where he was a dragon, like a grand master dragon, like Shimmeron. I think his name is Shimmeron. I might be butchering it, but I think his name is Shimmeron from Dragon Ball Z. And this dragon he turned into, and him taking 7 grams, something happened to me where I became a young boy, where I shifted, where I was this young guy. And I see that in a different past life, he was my grandfather. And he started to give me information. He started to give me clarity, confirmation of things of what I'm supposed to do. And we start to see that the journey start to shift, that everything was animation. And on my journey of deep research and deep understanding, that everything is animation. Everything is animated. So it's not a coincidence why a lot of us are drawn to anime, and why anime has so many spiritual teachings in so many ways. And in this journey, and which is connected to Dragon Ball Z has a thing where in the show, if you gather the 7 Dragon Balls, you are able to talk to Shimron the dragon, which he can grant you a wish. So I feel like that same symbolism of us taking 7 grams, he started to give me information of the wish that I was asking source of what I wanted to experience. And then on this journey, something started to happen where he started to give me information that I didn't even tell him. And mind you, I'm supposed to be hosting a journey for him. He started to give me information of things that I haven't even told him. And the things he told me, it helped me to see something that broke through my old reality. Some of us went through mommy wounds, daddy wounds, or had this expectation of what we thought they were supposed to do. But a download came through where the only thing that our mother and father is supposed to give us in this reality is life. They gave us life. That is all they needed to do. So all these things that you're telling yourself, if dad wasn't there, mom wasn't there, they didn't teach you this, they didn't give you this, they wasn't there for you for this important experience. Them things are an illusion. And it's not to invalidate anybody's story. It's not to invalidate anybody's emotions with their parents. But this broke something inside of my narrative, that the only thing that our parents is supposed to do is to give us life. And we're supposed to figure it out on the way, because we're on our own self-discovery journey. So this shifted some things that I had with my own individual father, that it shifted me to a different level of symbolism, like Dragon Ball GT. For the people who know Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm saying. On Dragon Ball Z GT, Goku at that time was a younger man, but he still had that older form as a man. So an older form as me start to come out from that journey deeply, that it tapped me into a different level of who I am today as a man. It shifted the way I'm communicating. It shifted the way of my confidence. It shifted the way of how I ground myself in this reality. So they was showing me something deep, that Dragon Ball Z is not a mystical science fictional story. It is truth of how we can live in this experience here on earth, if we allow it to come through in our experience. And I'm seeing how plant medicine, psilocybin, which is the earth ancestor. A lot of us think plant medicine is a hippie drug. One, it is not a drug. It is earth medicine. It came from earth. You can go to a tree right now and find shrooms. So we have to get out the narrative that it's a drug and it's a hippie drug. Why it gotta be a hippie drug? Why can it not be medicine? So seeing these things of how this keep us stuck in this reality and our human potential, it helps me to see we are living at such a low state of being, that if we allow ourselves to go to different altered states of consciousness and help us to see the multi-dimensional of life, we can tap into a whole different level of our human being in this earthly experience. If you guys are following what I'm saying, you guys are clicking what I'm saying. Put a 5 in the chat if you are following what I'm saying. I want to see. I need to see this, because this is something that was so profound on my journey of wow. Dragon Ball Z is actually hidden wisdom to show you of how you can activate your Dragon Ball Z in this experience. Because how did my client become a dragon? How did I come to a place where he was giving me information, where he was a grandfather spirit, but he wasn't just a grandfather to me, he was a grandfather of the cosmos, giving me living experience of what I'm here to do in this reality. And it's no way he knew, because we never expressed these things to each other. So how do he know this? how could he tell me this? Because it helped me to see we are all source in this living experience. When we take ourselves to a different level of our human and take ourselves to a different level of advancement, we start to tap into a different level of our spiritual being. Because we are a spirit living in a human experiment. I don't know if I ever heard anyone say that. We are a spirit living in a human experiment. This is an experiment. These are our case studies. Me as Adewale, this is my case study for my spirit. It helps you to change a whole different narrative, your whole mindset of how you look at life. So it collapses any victim mentality. It collapses, why am I not happy? It collapses, why am I so drawn to money? It collapses, why am I living through these human attachments? Because we do not have to. We do not have to. And it helped me to also see the power of the vibration of the number 7. Right now, I'm in an experience in my life where I'm looking back at my journals from the past. And me looking back at my journals from the past, I'm looking at 2021, my second journal, and I was just talking about 7. I was looking at the 7th month. I was looking at the 7th day, and then I was even in Cancer season. I'm also in my astrology perspective, I am a Pisces stellium in the Cancer house, and it was showing me all my relationship with women. It was showing me the relationship with my mother. It was showing me also how in numerology my destiny number is 7. So I'm like, wait, hold up, wait a minute. Why is all these synchronicities, these symbolisms, and these patterns keep showing up? Because this was showing me how to get into my destiny. And this can help you too. Because as Akashic beings, as ether beings, we need to see everything as patterns. Everything is a Fibonacci sequence. Everything is patterns. So once you start to see the pattern, and once you see the bad pattern, you can shift, you can stop that timeline and shift into a new pattern. And that's what happens when you collapse time. This is when you collapse the old narratives. This is when you activate your Super Saiyan. And I see that this was us activating our Super Saiyan. We had so much heat in our body, he couldn't even move. It was activating our mind. He went into a meditation when he did his eyes, where he was rolling to the back of his head. That's also the same symbolism of Dragon Ball Z, when they are powering up and they're activating their Kundalini and they're pulling from the ground up and they're activating their Super Saiyan, and then their hair turns yellow. And yellow, which connected to the solar plexus, which is the inner child dimension of the chakras. And that's how you can activate your imagination. And that's how you can activate your clairvoyancy, through meditation. And that's what monks do. So what you guys are teaching me is the art of martial art, and how we can activate another level of advance of human art. Ooh. Okay. I see what you're showing to me, Spirit. I see what you're showing to me, Spirit. So you're showing me even with sound. Sound is technology. So when Dragon Ball Z, when they're powering up and they tapping in their different sound energy, because echolocation, it can shift you into a different reality. It can shift you into a different advancement in this reality. And this is something that dolphins do. This is something that whales do. This is something that bats do. So when we do this in our human experience, it can tap into a different frequency in our experience. And this is what was happening in our reality, because when we was on that journey, I started to speak in code. I started to speak in light language. I started to do all these different type of flows, all these type of rhythms. And then we went to a different dimension. where it was nothingness. We seen everything that was blue, and we seen all these stars in the room that we was in. And it helped us to see that everything used to be blue. And it helped us to see the deeper meanings of blue. Blue is the energy of Avatar. Blue is the energy of Pisces. Blue is the energy of Scorpio. Blue is the energy of Cancer. That is the symbolism of the feminine. That's how we activate a whole different memory in this experience, because we all have memory. Because we are not human. We have DNA. We got ramp. We got random access of memory that we can access. Because we are blue-black. We're blue-black. We're so black that we're blue. So when you tap into that type of energy, that's when you tap into source energy. Because we are all sorcerers. And this is what Baba Kalini was also saying in some of his lectures. We need more of these people. Living, being, embodying. And that's when we're going to tap into a different level of universities, because the universe is universities. It is a universe. It is a galaxy. It is a galaxy of dimensions of universes of how we are learning self, the I am, in different perspectives. And this is what this was showing me deeply. And I want to give this information to you guys for the people who's still in the mindset of lack, who's still in mindset that they're not happy. They're still in the mindset of, if this is all that we can experience in this reality, I want to say it's not. But you got to be opening your heart. You got to get out the finite mind and get it into the infinite mind with source, and allow and stop being scared of experiences. Well, I don't want to take shrooms. I hurt. Stop. Do your research. Tap into some understanding. Learn from this guy named Baba. I'm going to put it in a chat. Baba Kalindi. Look about how he talks about Doctor Strange. I'm going to put this in the chat so you guys can see this name. Do your research. He talked about Doctor Strange, about the multiverse, and how he went through things with his hands. And he used to be a doctor, and his name was Stephen Strange. And at that time, he couldn't be a doctor no more. But he seen somebody that he could potentially heal. He couldn't heal them, but he could start to walk again. So he went to go see that experience. So he went to go talk to this woman. And this woman that he went to talk to, and I look at this woman as Black Mama. Even though she was white in the movie, I looked at her as Black Mama, source woman, oracle woman. And she was helping him to see, I can help you to understand that the body wants to heal. The body naturally wants to be at its optimal state of being. And how do we do this? Through our chakras. Let's break this down with the 7. We got 7 days. We got 7 chakras. We got 7 Dragon Balls that you talk to Shimron. All of this is all connected. The more you access your chakras, the more you clear the densities out the chakras, because chakras are dimensions. They're dimensions. They are circuits of dimensions. Once you unlock the chakra, you unlock a different level of dimension of yourself. So this is what we did in our experience. And me tapping into a different level of me saying, you know what? I'm not going to eat meat. I'm no longer going to indulge in cannabis. I'm going to pay the price to unlock a different level of mastery. That's what monks do. They self-sacrifice things. They pay the price to activate a different art of mastery. That is mastery. If you don't sacrifice something, you don't pay the price, you do not unlock the mastery. So some of us, we have the mastery that's in our DNA. It's just sleep. but we don't unlock it because we resist the difficulties. We resist the challenges. We resist things that does not logically make sense. And that's what the woman said in Doctor Strange. Everything is not going to make sense through spirituality. Everything does not make sense. In spirituality, with the original codes of math, 1 and 1 is 3. But we learned in school that 1 and 1 is 2. So what is real? Because for my definition, for my inner counsel, my intuition, 1 and 1 is 3. Because 1 is masculine and feminine. So you take one masculine and feminine and another masculine and feminine, what do it create? 3, which is child, which is C. How does it create 2? So we're operating not in the highest form of mathematics in this equation of life. We did not create math. We found math. And if you want to live in mastery, the path is math. It's math. Because math speaks in facts. It's facts. Some of us don't want to listen to facts. Math is facts. And when you move in math equations, you see that numbers are portals. 1 is a different frequency than 2. 2 is a different frequency than 3. 3 is a different frequency of 4. Once we understand these frequencies and what they mean, we tap into a different reality. So him, my client, tapping into 7, it took him to a different level of spiritual completion, because 7 means spiritual completion. 7 means introreflection. 7 means meditation. 7 means breath, which is spirit. This is why I love numerology. This is why I love astrology. This is why I love Akashic Records, baby. Because they're all the same thing, just different perspectives, but it all has the same meaning. And this is what Baba Kalindi was showing me. This is also a dude who's born on March 18th. Guess when's my birthday? March 19th. Not a coincidence. This is the same man who came to me in a plant medicine journey when I took 14 grams and told me he wanted me to teach this medicine to the people. And I see how it's changing people's lives right now. This man that I took on a journey, he said, listen, I have never had any profound experience like this. Mind you, this is a man who been down around the world, went to China, done so many things, haven't even had sex to 33. Another man that I put through experience, this is a person who's known and done a lot of things in the musical industry, done a whole lot of things through real estate, made a whole lot of money in his life, never had this experience. He took 7 too. Another man that I put through experience, this is a man who didn't even go to school to learn how to architect, didn't even go to school to know how to build things. He has never went through this type of experience. Now he's communicating in different ways that he never experienced. So why am I saying this to you guys? Because I have an answer. I have a solution to a lot of our problems, because a lot of us don't remember who we are. Some of us just forgot. So the earth ancestor, the medicine, psilocybin, the plant medicine that's actually older than humans, can give us that answer that we're trying to figure out. In my own life, I went through a narrative, I went through an experience where I thought I was dumb. I thought I was not intelligent. I did know I was not from this world, but I didn't know what the fuck, who the hell I was, until I started to tap into plant medicine. The light language came through. The light codes came through. The different levels of intelligence came through. Knowing how to travel to different space and dimensions came through. Going back into my mom's womb, time traveling and clearing the things of what she experienced that changed her experience and my experience at the same time too. That even shifted the relationship of how I am with my mom right now and how we're so connected. We're both Pisces too. Which Pisces is the energy of pi. Pi is the energy of 3.14. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and the area code is 314. Stop playing. Stop playing. It's the synchronicities that shows you that this is complete, absolute truth. And this is what we all can experience. Plant medicine is the journey of self-discovery of who you are deeply. It is the alone of the alone. So if you want to know who you are, take the leap of faith. Deeply learn plant medicine. Understand the teaching. Understand the philosophy. If you are looking for someone who can help you with this, this is why I'm here. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So if you are looking for an experience to tap into a different level of your intelligence beyond your human and tap into a different human potential, reach out. I would love to help you on your experience, because these things that I'm figuring out, these things that I'm having with these my clients, they're starting to activate a different level of their being. And they're starting to have things click for them that they've been trying to figure out for years. For years. This can happen to you too. Because I am no longer okay with this type of reality that we are experiencing, where we got more people unawakened than we have people awakened. We got more people that's in victim or feel like they are a loser than they are winners. Winners win. Winning is the only thing in this reality, and not from a competitive standpoint. Because you are source. Source don't ever lose. Source don't ever lose. And if you're source and you're not separated from source, they talk about this in the laws of hermetics, you're not separated from source. So I know it's a lot of people in religious perspectives, and everything is half false, half true. But a lot of them are worshiping something outside of them. So that means you're not seeing the power that's within you. It's like this. You have your mom, you have your dad. Are you separated from your mom and your dad? They will always be connected to you. It's sometimes you will go through something and your mom will hit you up, hey, I feel like I need to reach out to you. They even got it in the movie Home Alone. Home Alone. The dude was at home. They on the airplane and the mother was like, something is off. I feel it. Her intuition knows. Then on Home Alone 2, same thing happened. He in New York. She said, something don't feel right. I got that feeling. Because it's an invisible umbilical cord. You are always connected. So how, if this is your earth mom, this is your earth dad, how are you not connected to the cosmic mother, the cosmic father? Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make it make sense. It don't make no sense. Why some of us who are in these different level of religion programs know that it's something else. It's something more. I'm curious. It's something that's off. It's something that is more. Why are you not letting me question? That's not because that's not full apex of source. You should be able to question. Source wants you to question because source wants you to be curious. And want you to be in your inner child. This is why you hearing the ambulance. That's the 911 helping you to see that it is time. 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 Which is Capricorn, which is Saturn. It is time for you to know who the hell you are. It's for free. It's for free. So don't let anyone in this reality try to tell you cannot know more information in the age of Aquarius when this is the age of information. You can get it for free. So do not let anyone to try to dim your light to keep you in the energy of keeping your mind in control. That reality is collapsing. New moon in Capricorn just happened. It's no more capping. It's no more bullshit to the story. It's time for us to know the full shit, the absolute truth of all shit, the all that is shit. So don't let anybody try to tell you how you need to move so you can know you. How can you be the best father, to be the best husband, be the best friend when you don't know you? How? So this is what Dragon Ball Z is trying to get us to see. Goku, you see how he has so much curiosity of always wanting to fight, not in competition, to grow and to evolve in his story. It did something to his energy. Every time he seen somebody more powerful, he always prevailed. He don't lose. Even when he died, he came back, rebirthed. Jesus, what you mean? Y'all better stop playing with Source. Some of y'all be playing with Source. Some of y'all need to tap into y'all Vegeta and have more pride of who you are. Stop playing with yourself. Stop acting like you're not special. Stop acting like you're not